Alright, Venn diagrams, definition, picture that illustrates the relationship between two or more sets. A set is a collection of numbers, geometric figures, letters, or other objects that have characteristics in common. This will all make more sense when we have the pictures. A subset is a set in which every element is also contained in a large one. These next two are very important. Union, the set of all elements that belong to at least one of the given two or more sets, and that is important. That's what when you see that, that means union. Means if it's in either one of them, it's going to be in the answer. Intersection, the set of all elements that are contained in the given sets. That's that little symbol. This is more like an or statement. This is more like an and statement. So this is saying if it's in either or, it's going to work. This is saying it's got to be this one and that one for it to work. And then the complement, if you have a set A, complement A, make sure we understand that right there. If you see that little apostrophe behind it, that's basically saying not A. The things that are not in that group. Right? Again, two most important things is union and intersection. Make sure you understand that, and then know what complement is. Basically saying it's not in that group. Alright, it gives me all this information that says draw a Venn diagram that represents it. Well, they tell me three subjects, math, history, and science. So I do the three subjects for each bubble is one subject. Alright, it said 7 pick math, and that's it. So it's got to be in the bubble with just math. 10 pick science, well that's got to go in the science one and nothing else. 4 pick history, so that goes by itself. Then it said 2 said they like all of them equally. Where do we think that needs to go?
Middle.
That's going to go in the middle so that it's in all 3 circles at the same time. What's next? 3 people like math and science. So that's got to go in the math and science circles, but not anything else. 1 person said they like history and science, so that's got to go over there. 5 people said they didn't have a favorite subject. So what do we do with those people?
They do.
Put 5 outside because they didn't like any of them. Alright. So that's how you would go about filling in one. Now this could be names of people, it could be letters, it could be colors, it could be anything that we're putting in there. Alright. We good with that?
So
Alright, for this here, it gives me a diagram. People like baseball, football, and basketball. Favorite sport. Alright, the question says, how many play only football? It's 24, because there's 24 in the football circle that have nothing else, no other circle that they're involved in. Alright, football and baseball. Again, this is, I could do this right here and say football and baseball. Make sure we understand that. So, that little intersection means and. So if I did football and baseball, I disagree. Football and, it's got to be in the football circle and the baseball circle at the same time.
It's not saying only. It's not saying only.
Not only football and baseball. How many are in? There's 9. These 6 and those 3 are both in the football and baseball circles. So that would be a 9. This one I could have written as football or basketball.
I put 31.
Alright. So if it's in the football circle it counts. If it's in the basketball circle it counts. Football or basketball, it counts.
So it's not
Well, how many are in the football circle?
39.
24, 30, 33, 39. All of these up here in the football circle. So there's 39 right there. Or if it's in the basketball circle, it also counts. Well, these 7 and these 4, that's 11 more. So I had 39 up here and 11 extra ones down there, so that would be 50 total. Do we understand that part right there? If it's in either of the circles, it works. Baseball or basketball, but not football. So this one would look like this. If I could say baseball or basketball,
Excuse me.
but not, well, I'll tell you what, I won't do that yet. Baseball or basketball, but not football. Let's just do it this way. Four, is that what we're going with? What's wrong with the three right there?
It's all
It's
these.
on football.
It's on football.
It's in the football. Can't count it if it's in football. What's wrong with the seven?
Only basketball. Oh, that's just what it says.
I'm still saying, I don't know that I'm agreeing with this four right here.
I was thinking, I thought we added up 7 and 8.
I put 15.
Oh, and then 4.
Baseball or basketball. That means if it's in either or, it's got to count.
Well, there's 4 in the 7, but there's also 4 in the 8.
8 to 7 and then 4.
8, 7, and 4.
19.
19, ain't it?
Yeah.
If it's in baseball or basketball, either one of these circles, and not in football, so that means I take out the football, everything else is okay. So it should be the 8, the 4, and the 7, which is the 19. Don't play football.
Everything but.
So how much you got?
19.
So I got
I'm going to disagree with the 19.
15.
Don't play football. So that means I'm taking out,
So you got 19.
all of that's gone,
19.
And then there's 52.
and the 52 that don't play anything.
Alright.
So this would be 19 plus 52 or 71. Do not forget about the ones that are outside there. Just because they're not in the circle doesn't mean they're not part of the. Get rid of this. So 19 plus the 52 on the outside gives me the 71 there. Let me go ahead and write this in there. 8 plus 4 plus 7 there. Play all 3 sports. If it's all 3, that's what's talking about in the middle. Play a sport, but not basketball.
8
44.
plus 6 plus 24.
8 plus 6 plus 24. 44? I'm going to say 38. Okay, for this one we've got different subjects and which ones are in which classes. If it's something simple like the first one, who's in language arts, I'm going to pick the names that are in language arts. Now technically our answers are supposed to be in these little squiggly lines talking about a set, so that's the way I'm going to write it. Marcus and DJ, Charles, John, Ryan. So that would be the people in language arts. Very simple, very easy. Now, again, what does this little thing mean? It's got to be in both of them at the same time. It's got to be in the first one and the second one. So math and science. Who's in math and science?
Joe and Sam.
Joe, Sam, John.
And John. Does everybody see that? Math and science is Joe, Sam, and John. They're all 3 in both subjects. What does this little symbol mean?
4.
That means if it's in language arts or in science, we've got to put it in the answer.
So it'll be Devontae,
All right, so
Jay's, Joe, no,
That's what I was saying.
John.
all right, start with science. We can do Devontae, Jose, Charles, John, Joe, Sam, and then what was my other one? Language arts. So who have I not gotten? Ryan, Marcus, and DJ. Everybody see that? I need the one that's in language arts or in science. Either one's got to be part of the answer. All right. What does that little symbol mean right there? The little apostrophe? Not. So I want the ones that are not in science. That means everybody that's not in science. So I'm going to start with Amy, And Chris up there.
Marcus and Ben.
Ryan. Marcus and DJ.
Ben.
And don't forget
Ben.
Ben out there because he's not in science either.
No, I did.
All right. Math or language arts. That means either one of those two subjects has got to count. So who would be in math or language arts?
Ryan, John, what?
All right, I'll start with math.
Amy.
That would be Amy, Chris, Ryan, Joe, Sam, John, and then or language arts would be Charles, Marcus, and DJ. What is the next one meaning?
Math and LA and science.
All right, so that means they've got to be in math and language arts and science at the same time.
Supposed to
So
be
that's
John.
everybody but them.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's John.
If it's
Or.
the and, it's got to be all of them at the same time. If this was the or, that would be everybody except Ben. All right, now look at this. When it's got the parentheses stuff, you've got to do that one first before you do anything else. So this one says math or language arts. Do we have that already? Please tell me we do. All right, we've already got that one up here. Does everybody see it? So now I'm looking at this group and science. So who's in the math or language arts group
All them.
and science at the same time?
All them
Oh,
plus.
wait a minute. It's got to be
Joe,
this group
Sam, John,
and
Charles.
science.
Joe, Sam, John, Charles.
Is that right? You said Joe,
Yeah, that's right.
Sam,
John, Charles.
double check that. All right. Joe is in the first group here and in science, so that works. Sam, same deal. John, same deal.
But then Jose is the only people in.
And then Charles would work too.
Is that Jose or Jake?
That's Jose. That's how it's spelled.
The next one says math and language arts. Do we have that one done already? No. So give me math and language arts at the same time. Who's in that group?
Ryan, John.
Is that it? All right, so this part right here would be Ryan and John. So it can be that group or science. So I can use these two guys or the science people.
Ryan, Marcus,
Joe,
and-
Sam, Charles, Devontae. That's it.
No,
So I did Ryan and John. So now I can do Joe, Sam,
Charles,
Charles,
Devontae, and Jose.
because that or tells me either one of those has to work.
17.
All right, so it gives me my three different groups, the A, B, and C set. Again, what does that mean?
Or.
That means if it's in A or B, it's got to be in the answer. So what would be in A or B? Well, I start at 1, then 2. Don't have a 3. Got 4, got 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Does that make sense?
You don't have a.
A or B. That means if it's in the A set or the B set, it's got to go in that. The next one says B and C, so it's got to be in B and C at the same time to actually work.
2, 4, and 6.
2, 4, 6. Is that right?
Yep.
So there's a 2, 4, and 6 in both of those. The 8 is not in both. The 1 and 3 and 7 are not in both, so we can't use them. All right. A union with C. So that means if it's in either A or C, it's got to work.
1, 2,
3, 4,
1, 2,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is that right? I got 1 through 7 in C, so I know I've got those. Put in the 8 and 10 from over there. We're good. All right. A intersected with C. And C.
1, 2,
Got a 1 and 2 that match. 4 matches.
5, and 7.
Is that it? 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. All right. Not A. The complement of A.
6.
So I need to
That's
pick
it.
every number that's up here that is not in A.
It's
It's
just
just
3.
6.
What
There's
about
one more.
3?
And 3.
3, right? And 6. Is that right? Is there anything else that's not in there?
That's fine.
All right. Now look at this last one. It says the complement of A intersected with C. So I've already done that one, right?
Yeah.
So I need to pick every number that is not 1, 2, 4, 5, 7.
This way.
So what would be not 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7? 3.
Oh.
What else?
5, 6.
No, 5 and
6.
6 would work. What else?
8.
10.
That's it.
You got to pick all of the ones that are not in the A intersecting with C.